the channel for games, guides, and glitches. If you're a developer or publisher, feel free to contact me at the email, and to my regular viewers, please remember to subscribe, it really helps me out. So I'm Paul here with the guide for Garten of Banban 8 Anti-Devil. Now before we begin, I'm going to skip ahead to a certain clip, because there's a certain part where we're being chased, and if you miss the thing to turn it off, you will get gotten, like so. And what you need to do then is go manage game and add-ons. Do not quit the game when this happens, and you will need to go into the save data, click on your name, delete from console. Don't delete everywhere. There'll be a point where I tell you to create the backup save. This is because there's an achievement for not dying in the game, and it will register the death if you exit or if you quit. So with that, we shall actually begin Garten of Banban 8 Anti-Devil. So to start with, we want to go into the settings. I've already gone ahead and turned the brightness down temporarily and the audio. So the Hellish challenge is for beating the game with 0 deaths. It's not recommended for a first playthrough, but we're going to do it for a first playthrough because it makes the game quicker. So you want to hit A at the beginning, like we always have to scroll through the loading screen, I guess you want to call it.
Rise and shine, you disgusting little thing. Of all the units you could have been placed in, you just had to come where I was stationed. I can't even stand to look at you.
So we just have to wait for this door to open. Once this opens, we can actually continue on. As you'll notice, his baton disappears.
I'm watching you.
Il n'y a rien à voir ici, madame. Bougez de là.
So when we get down here, this guy's going to knock the can down, and he'll want us to pick it up. So just hit A on the can. Then we just have to put it in the bin here. Now we just have to run down this way once we get outside to get our ID card.
Siadaj, żebym mógł ci zrobić zdjęcie.
So you want to sit on the chair. This will take your picture. If you're sensitive to bright lights, I'd recommend closing your eyes. You can open them now. The white flash, so to speak, is over.
Mam nadzieję, że zaharują cię na śmierć.
So you can grab your ID card. And once they let us out, we can head to this person here and hand it over.
What did I really expect from a human? Head right in and the supervisor will fill you in on what needs to be done.
So you can see Stinger Flynn in the background. So walk over to Stinger Flynn, and then we can turn around to where the guard is and grab the pickaxe. We have to talk to that guard, so that way we don't get a bug for this achievement. If you don't talk to the guard but mine all the things, a bug happens, so just mine a couple while we wait for Stinger to stop talking.
This is all your fault.
Alright, now we can go back to the guard. Okay, he's not done.
Ah, l'humain.
Now we can go to the guard.
Quoi? Tu vas rester planté là et essayer de te faire un pote? Prends une pioche et au boulot.
Once he says that, we can mine the rest of these rocks. You want to mine all of them? So once we've mined all the rocks, you can't mine
T'es sûr que
stingers.
c'est humain?
We can
On
go
m'a dit
back
que vous
to
étiez
talk to him.
faible.
And this will pop your first
Et on
achievement
revient
of the
ici
game.
demain à la même
So
heure.
now we've
Et
officially
après-demain.
started
Et
the
le jour
game,
suivant.
so
Et tous les
congrats.
jours. Rends ce papier et retourne te coucher.
We're just waiting for him to give us this item. Once we get it, we can continue on. Now we want to head down and back the way we came. And we want to go behind this building to get another achievement. You don't have to stay and talk to the guy, you just have to activate the response. And then go into the entrance of this building here. Inside you'll see a familiar face. And then we can go into this building here. Click on the desk to hand over the paper or the person. Then you can see the Apilia birds. Go to these jail cells because we need to visit everyone. You'll see Nabalina. And this last one here will give us the achievement for visiting all our old friends. Then we can just jump over here and go back outside. Then you want to go to this and hit this. This will bring a person
Hey tú,
that will
no
want
entres
to
todavía.
follow.
El jefe quiere hablar contigo. Acompáñame.
When we get down to this spot here, we will have to go through the door, but we can't do it until he finishes his conversation, so we do have to wait for him to come back.
Muéstrate
Which is
respetuoso ahí dentro o
annoying.
tendrás que vértelas conmigo.
If it is in Syringian's puppet, the
And in
provoker
here we will have
is
another
the
conversation,
survivor of impossible
and then once it's over we can leave. You can see Jumbo
Half of my
Josh,
body is still numb because
and you
of
can see
and your doing.
So Dadu,
I should have ended you when I had my chance, but we are in the present now. You know, you remind me of myself. We have both done all the dirty work for Syringian, only to be played for fools in the end. I trust you feel the rage of betrayal that burned through me the moment I came out of the pouch. But this changes tonight. You, myself, and my friend keeping watch, you are getting out of here tonight. Luck is clearly on your side, and we definitely need that. Grab anything you need and meet me here in a few hours. Anybody hear about our little meeting here, and your head will be my lunch.
Sigue el plan, ¿ok?
and now that it's over we can finally leave, and we can head back to our jail cell. Fun thing is, if you actually activate the bed from outside of your jail cell, it's just something funny. You don't... Watch. It's like, how did we get gas since we're not in the room?
Well. Meet your new warden.
So we'll have another long cutscene.
You thought you could just simply escape my prison, didn't you? I've been enforcing the law for all my life, you fools. And as such, I know my way around criminals a little too well. They say everyone has a price. The price of your friend here just happened to be a strawberry lollipop.
Lo siento, chicos. Fue una oferta que no pude rechazar.
Everything started to fall apart the moment you showed up, ex-partner. Bitter Giggle, the Queen, the invasion of the Naughty Ones, the singular common factor has never been so clear. For once, I'm on the right side of history. Now justice will be served. And to repurposing they go. Now I'll do what I should have done from the beginning. It ain't bringing anybody back from the dead, but at least I'll be satisfied. What the?
Everyone, get in the back! Now!
Buckle up, friends. This ain't my first rodeo. Landmines ahead! Mayday! We've fallen off the bridge!
So now that that ride is over, we can head this way. This will be very quick. Press A. We just have to grab these scissors here, and then we just have to open this closet. You'll have to interact with it a few times, and then when it opens, we'll need to close it, go under a desk, and then open it. It'll be a mix of cutscene and interaction.
Who are you? Are you it? I thought 17 was the Seeker. Are you even playing with us? Too bad for you. This spot is already taken. Wait, someone's coming. You're gonna give my hiding spot away. Close the door and hide.
Hey, it's been a while. Whoa, what are you doing here? I'm glad to see you're okay. At least I know what happened to me wasn't in vain. Last I remember, you and I were almost caught by the naughty ones, and then I was attacked. And after, I just woke up on a hospital bed. Apparently the surgeon runs things now. Since when? Whatever, I'll need to talk more with him. I'm here to pick up an old friend of mine that the surgeon says we need. He seemed to know what he's doing, so I volunteered. You should come with us. We'll be safe back in his office. Do you mind getting that other door for me? I'm in pretty bad shape.
I told you, close the door!
It's time to go, old friend. If I had known you were here this entire time, I would have come down sooner.
Wait, 6? It's really you.
6? What do you mean?
Now is not the time for joke, 6. Hide and seek is no laughing matter. Are you gonna tell 17 about my location? You'd be cheating if you do!
Wow, that closet must have really messed your head up.
You showed me this hiding spot, remember? You told me to wait in here.
What? No, you've gone missing and now we found you. We need to go somewhere else.
Is 17 gonna find us there?
Now we're safe to continue once it lets us through this barrier. You want to head down this hallway
we'll
here.
Be completely safe from 17.
We'll head left here and we'll actually find our first collectible. So it's in the middle of these chairs. Right here. That'll give you the first collectible of the level. And then we just have to wait for these two. Fun, interesting, depends on what you want to see it as. If we wait near the switch, you'll actually see Banban use something that normally we use. He has the blue key card.
This train should take us straight to the surgeon's office. Man, do I want today to be over already.
So when the tram arrives, we just have to get in the tram. There'll be some more cutscenes. And I'll talk to you when we're near the exit.
The surgeon told me all sorts of crazy things that happened while I was gone. You teaming up with the surgeon to fight Sir Dodadu using Josh? Sounds like something straight out of a dream. Did that really happen? Where even are both of them now? I've never had so many questions that needed answering before. The sooner we arrive at our station, the sooner I can get my answers.
Why'd the train stop?
Attention, all beautiful citizens of my facility. A dangerous human has recently escaped containment. We are offering a bounty of 10 lollipops for their apprehension. They are wanted dead or alive. They will claim to be in search of their child. Do not fall for their pleas. They are liars. The new reclamation team has been dispatched. Do not interfere with their duties, or you will be severely prosecuted. Have a fantastic day, Father out.
That sounds an awful lot like you. But why? I thought you were working together. We can't have you come with us. They'll destroy you on sight. Alright, here's what we'll do. There is one final station between here and the surgeon's office, which is the old clinic. We'll drop you off there. The back door of the clinic should lead you straight to the back door of the tower where the surgeon is. The office is in one of the top floors. We can then use all of the equipment there to secretly locate your children without the surgeon knowing. Does that sound like a plan? Just make your way through the clinic and meet back with me in the tower. We're here. Take this. You're gonna need it.
So this is where we get the blue key card we saw earlier that I mentioned. Banban actually gives it to us. Probably the easiest key card we've gotten so far. So we can get out of here.
See you soon.
Bye!
And Flumbo very politely tells us goodbye. So right here, ironically where we collected the collectible from the last set, is a floppy disk we need. Then we want to hit the button and go in here. You can grab the flashlight in front of you. I'm going to ignore it for now. We want to hit this switch, and you want to stand on the X here. It won't be useful just yet because we have to place the floppy disk in, but that's where we want to stand once we do. So right here is where we install it, or insert it, and then just make sure you're standing on the X. You might need to move around a little bit if you're not in the right spot when it asks you. but basically we just have to listen to this talk for a little bit.
I'm the bitter giggle assistant. How are you doing on this fine day? I'm detecting that the last doctor to clock in did so a very long time ago, which means there's sure to be a backlog of patients. Before I can let you ride in, I'll need to do the routine physical scan. Stand on the cross so we can begin. It shouldn't take too long. Hold still. It won't hurt. Hopefully. Great! Now I'll do my calculations. Where do I even begin? I'm detecting a lot of abnormalities. None of your body parts are particularly healthy, but most importantly, I'm detecting significant damage to your skull, possibly due to blunt force. Did someone hit you over the head recently? Then there's your right arm. Have you been holding something for an extended period? You need to rest that arm. I'm also detecting significant damage to both of your legs. Have you fallen from a large distance recently? Allow me to see if there's any doctors on the premises that can check on you. Okay. Unfortunately, I'm not detecting our primary doctor or any human doctors on the premises currently. But you might just be in luck. Our makeshift doctor is indeed here. But before you
Now
head
that the
inside,
object is dropped, you want to grab it when it lets us. So if we turn around, we can interact with these. So now you have to push A on these, you can't push RT, but you have to use RT to zap them, like so.
handy at all times. It acts both as your key to accessing certain rooms, as well as a deliverer of non-lethal electric shocks. At a time, the remote can hold charges of a singular color, which would allow you to access rooms that require a charge of said certain color. You may also combine colors of charges to create new colors. For example, a red charge and a blue charge make a purple charge. Let's give it a try. See those panels behind you? The charging stations on the floor allow you to receive a colored charge, which you can then exert onto the hanging panel.
So you push RT, and then you just want to combine it with blue to make purple, zap that, hit blue again, and then zap blue. Then you want to hit red because we do need purple. We can pick up the torch, and we're about to go inside. These are the color combinations, you don't need to memorize them, not really. Purple's about the only one you really need to remember, and that's easy to remember. So once we get in here, I'm going to turn the brightness up. I had it down just because it's very bright already pre this section, so you didn't need it. You want to turn the flashlight on with X, and as you can see it's very dark with full darkness. So we want to go behind this desk, and just before we hit this button, I'm going to go into the settings, and I'm just going to turn the brightness all the way up, and I'm going to leave it like that for the rest of the game. This is just to help us with these future sections because it's fairly dark. You'll notice the difference, as you can see. So we want to zap this. Remember, it's RT to zap, and that was purple, so that's why we chose purple. When I head this way, and right here will be a door. If it's very dark, it's hard to see, so that's why we turned up the brightness. And on the left here will be a floppy disk, so we want that. Then we want to go past the first door to the second, technically third door here, and there'll be a piece of the floppy disk there we want to collect. Then we can head over to the other side, and on this third room here will be a piece of paper just here. This is the second one we can collect. Then we want to go to this room here, and we want to collect the color with A, so that way we have cyan. Then we want to head back to the room we had to skip, because we actually couldn't get into it until we made cyan. So in here you just have to set up the thing with cyan, and this will lead us to a little mini game where we just have to match the colors with the panels. It doesn't matter if you fail, as I'll show you in a minute. You do want to be careful of yellow though and red, because it turns to orange. The colors I would recommend going with is cyan and purple when changed. So here, for example, we'll change to yellow, and as you'll see it will go orange, and if you're in the zone, when you zap it you'll fail. So then you just want to change to red and hit the button again to restart. So the way I do it is I find what the colors are the most. In this case it's green, and as you can see it will change to yellow, and so we have to hit green again. So the way to avoid this is often going with the colors already mixed. So in this case I stick with purple, and then I can change to red, and then I can zap the Banbans on the screen with red. And then we go to purple again, and then blue, and then we can set up the nabs. And Jumbo Josh seems the most currently, so purple and then Jumbo Josh. It will be random what you get on your screens, but I hope this example proves helpful. And then we just have to repeat that 3 more times. As you can see it lights up. So I recommend changing to nab, so you're all reset, and then hitting the switch, and then continuing with the mini game until it opens the door. With that, the door will open and we'll get a key card. It's just on the side here, the purple key card, and then we can go across to the other side back to the room we couldn't open earlier, and this will give us access. Make sure you have the red Banban ready too. So on the left here will be a floppy disk, and on the right here will be a button. Hit the button which will open a door, and we'll get the yellow key card or orange key card depending on your preference. Then we can open this keypad here and head into the right, and you'll see just on the floor here is another floppy, and then we want to talk to this guy. So next is a really annoying minigame, just because of the view that we have and what's required.
All of it? I know you. Father wants you dead.
There's a big bounty on your head. 10 lollipops. My mouth is watering just thinking about them. But you've done me a great favor. One which I will never forget. You created my one true love, Nabnalina.
He doesn't like Nam Nam. Look what he did to him.
Such a beauty even exist? That stupid blue spider has it all. And what does he do? I don't know. Probably spider things. The way things are, I'll never be hers. I don't even know where she is. So you and I will create her right here in the lab. I've been failing miserably trying to do it by myself. You've done this before. You just need to do it again. The hard part's done. You just need to do the last task. We need to reprogram
So this part's annoying because we don't have a 3D perspective of ourselves. The X here is on the board there, and that's what we have to follow for the button combo. The button combo is random, and I will warn you up here on this side, you have to be careful of this part here, because if you try and walk it, it will shove you, so try and avoid going that side if you can, or doing a jump. So a random segment of buttons or one button will show up and we have to run on them, and then it'll give us another segment on the screen, and as you can see here they turn green when you get them correct. And as you can see here, sometimes you'll get one button and then other times you'll get a full segment. You have to do this 3 times.
Just to focus.
And sometimes it can play out for no reason, like that combo was solid, but it decided that it was wrong. And what happens when it does this is it makes you repeat again the segment that you failed. There are 3 segments, so if you fail this, you'll have to do whatever segment you failed again. So if you fail the first segment. If you fail second, and if you fail third. There's no punishment for losing. There is a timer, but you can still take a decent amount of time because it's not a whole timer. Sometimes they require you to jump on buttons. You'll know when you're done because the board and the screen will highlight green, and that means it's time to move on to the next section.
Just to make sure, though. Done. You've got to focus.
I knew I could count on you. One more time, and we're good to go.
And with this, the worst puzzle is probably over. I consider it the worst in the game just because we don't have a 3D perspective and we're supposed to see our feet and you've got to jump and the jumping's not great, etc, etc, complaints over. So now we just have to wait for him and do this cutscene. Once this cutscene's over, we can retrieve the keycard.
Now the machine will do its thing. You're about to witness greatness. Hello? Can you hear me, Nabnalina? Papa? You don't look like her. Papa? Just... can you say anything else? Papa! Was that enough for you, my darling? It had to be done. But I cannot give up. Let's take a break and we'll try again.
So once he tells us to grab the keycard's just back here, so we can grab that, and then we can say goodbye to him, and then we just have to follow this trail of Javenium and head to the right here. We're going to stop and do something first. So all those floppy disks we collected, we just now have to hand in and watch the video. Once we do that, we will get an achievement.
This module is for case 6C. Most of the entries are missing or corrupted, but allow me to inform you of what data remains readable. At an unspecified point in time, the clay body of 6C was brought to this clinic to receive its first application of DNA. Its DNA appears to have been a more perfected version of the DNA of a previous failed case, the original Case 6. There's also mention of a theoretical Case 6D, a variant of 6C, in that it was hypothetically possible to manifest, but was never actually observed. The entries into this module end very abruptly, and not because they are missing or have been corrupted. It's very strange. structured cases meant to mimic the behavior of human children. Wow, there's a lot of entries on here detailing their troubled behavior and hard time understanding human commands. It states here that only one of the 8 subcases actually managed to reach satisfactory levels of the desired behavior, but doesn't specify which one. Testing on the remaining subcases continues to this day. This module is for cases 4B. It appears that cases 4B make up the majority of non-human patients that are treated at this clinic. Their injuries include everything and anything imaginable. Only case 4 was permitted to operate on them, since no other staff members understood their anatomy quite like case 4. Which makes sense, given that case 4 is the one that creates instances of cases 4B. This module is for cases 10B to 10G. It appears that these were subcases created solely for the purpose of allowing case 10 to develop motherly traits and case 21 to develop fatherly traits. They appear to be miniature versions of both case 10 and case 21, even having an almost identical DNA. The module mainly details the molding of their bodies and application of DNA. You're probably very familiar with this process, Uthman.
So now that we've watched them all, we will get our achievement. And we can leave. When it lets us.
Your love for knowledge is truly admirable, Uthman.
So when we go through here, a lobster's gonna come out. You wanna fire your red at it, and then you wanna turn around and grab the blue quickly, and then quickly run off. He can kill us. This is one of the boss fights. So what we need to do right now is shoot him with blue. But because we had red, we got turned to purple, and we needed red to shoot him the first time. So this second run, we'll grab blue again. And then we can turn around and fire at him. Just be very careful not to get too close. Once you hit him, we need to collect the red color, so that way we can hit him with purple. There's a TV that tells you the colors, but it's just as easy for me to tell you as well. So right here, you'll see purple on the screen on the right. And once he's close enough, just fire away. And that's the first boss fight finished. So congratulations, only 2 more. So you want to hit this button. And then we can hit this door, and in here will be another piece of paper collectible that we can grab right here. And then we can go over here and hit this switch. This will open the door and we can leave. Well, it actually won't open the door, we do have to hit another switch, but it allows us to hit this switch to open the door. So this section is just going to be basically a following section. There's not really anything to do, just head straight. There's a cool poster if you want to have a look at it, and there's a few other bits and pieces here and there. But there'll be a conversation when we get to the end, and we just have to head right. So I'll let that play out.
So, is this how you pictured the place would be with Father running things?
It's chaos. Why does he want that human so bad anyway?
From what I've heard, humans are made of lollipops, and Father wants it all for himself. I don't know if that's true, though.
Which part? Humans being made of lollipops, or that being the reason Father wants them captured?
Both.
Fun thing about this version of the game, I'm not exactly sure why. I don't know if I can show you it here properly. You can get on these. It's just not letting me. And then you can see over the fence. I fell down. I'll get on a better one. If you go past this and jump on this one, it's actually better. And you can see outside the map and under it. And there is a way to get over that fence, but I'm not going to include it for this because we don't want to die, and if you get over the fence you will die. I have tested that. So we want to go in here. We want to hit these few switches to go into the main room. I'll show you something else interesting after we've collected the collectible and before we go up the elevator. So we can collect a collectible here, and then if you go to the door across from the elevator right here and you look down, the stairs are missing and you can see under it. It just bugged me a little bit that the game felt unpolished by these little instances. There are some more later that I show you. The others felt a bit more solid. Once we get to the top, we will have to hit a button, and then we can go in, and we'll have to interact with a bunch of things. It will be a bit time consuming and a bit slow, but there's not much we can do about it. We need to do it for an achievement. So you want to interact with all the paintings. You can have a look at them if you want. Some of them are interesting. I'm just going to go ahead and try and interact with them as fast as possible. You'll know when you've interacted with them once the name of the painting comes up. And then we can go into the next room and do the same thing. There is a painting that reminds me of Monkey Bone, if you've ever seen that movie. Just a particular scene. And that's this painting here. This is the last painting beneath the surface, and then we can go over this way, and we just have a couple of art things we have to interact with. You also see Fumbo, and down the bottom here will be another piece of paper. So that's another collectible for us. So we can interact with this, and when it lets us interact with this. And then we can interact with the one that, as you can see, Jumbo Josh took a bite out of. The crown. As you can see, these are all objects from the game and the previous instances. So we want to interact with the remote. Hit this switch, and then we can fire our purple beam at the drone here and then interact with it. This will get you 2 achievements, one for activating the drone for a little bit of time, and one for interacting with all the art, I guess you want to call it. Hitting both these switches under the pillars will free Flumbo.
Phew! What kind of version of hide and seek are we playing exactly? Where is everybody? Where's 8 and 17 and 26 and Truffletooth? 6 said my hiding spot was the best one, and I was still found first.
So if we move over to the right here, you can actually see
we have to get out of here and find a new hiding spot before
Syringing
they come back.
sitting in placement, ready to come into the scene when the door opens. Right there. So it makes it sound like they're walking and talking, but they're not. He's just waiting there to enter. Quite interesting.
What do we have here?
Sit back down on the
So
bed.
now we just have to wait for this cutscene, and we're gonna wake up later in a new
I
area.
don't understand what's going on.
We were going to explain to you the new rules of the game.
Yeah, that's it. Just go sit back down, and we'll explain everything. And you, human, do you want to play hide and seek with us?
You're lying! You were the Seekers all along, and now you want me to lose the game!
What?
I'm not gonna lose, and there's one thing you need to know about me. I don't lose. I vanish.
So this section's very slow because there's a lot of invisible barriers and waiting for conversations that you shouldn't really need to wait for, to be honest.
You're awake.
So as you can see, we're in the stomach of the beast. Those purple things will come in handy later. We have to collect 10 of them. And this is one of those instances where you have to wait for the conversation before you can cross. So right in front of us will actually be the crown. You can see it before we enter the hut. That's important because it's what he's going to ask us to get. We can't back out of the door yet until this conversation's over. So be ready for a lot of the game progression halting us because of conversations. It is very frustrating.
But it's okay. We don't choose where we fall. I assume you both want to get out of here as soon as possible.
This area is very dark, so I do recommend the brightness being up all the way, even if it is slightly too bright, because some of the areas you have to go into don't have very good lighting. So grab the crown here, and then we can head back to him here and head it to him.
Thanks. Now let's go see your friend.
And we gotta wait to cross the bridge again, and we will soon come across Flumbo. As you can see here is the voting paper, and if you have a look at the top here, you'll see what the cage is called.
You've got to get me out of here.
So we just have to wait for this conversation before we can collect the voting paper. Once we collect the voting paper, we'll have to interact with 3 people.
Survivors claim that your friend is behind the fires. They claim to have seen him commit the act.
What? That's nonsense!
I personally believe you, but it's not up to me alone to decide what to do with you. If we could get all the ministers of the village to vote in favor of letting you go, I could set you free. You gotta make a reputation for yourself around here, friend. The ministers wear special bands on both of their wrists. Win the ministers over, and have them give you their votes in crumpled paper. Then get back to me so we can count the votes together.
So now we can collect the voting paper.
Do not peek. I'll know if you do.
And then we can head across this bridge. We've got a little bit of freedom, but not much. Be careful, you can fall off the edge, and again, we're not allowed to die, so be very careful about that. Make sure you do take bridges and don't take risks of climbing on top of them. So we can talk to the chef, I guess. He's the one that will want these pink gum, I guess. Not 100% sure what it actually is. This is one of those instances where, as you can see here, you can see through the floor. That's why I feel this game's a little unpolished. So we can collect that one, and we can head over here and talk to the second minister. Now, I'm not going to dress him the way he wants. You can do matching ones if you want to see what it says instead. But there's a reason why. I don't want to ruin it.
You're that human that fell out of the sky.
Later.
Look, I don't actually believe your friend
that I don't
what
dress
he's being
him
accused of,
correctly.
but I'm in desperate need of your help. I can't give you my vote unless you help me. Forgive me. I have decided to confess my love to the person I like the most. But there's a problem. I don't see very well, and my clothes got mixed up, so I need you to pick a matching outfit for me. Help me pick a hat, a tie, and a pair of shoes of the same color. I'm trusting you with this. And don't try to steal any of it. One time, I killed a guy for trying to steal my treasure. My
So I'm gonna
hats
take the
used
black
to
one,
amaze all of the
the
ladies.
pink tie,
I feel
and
20
over here
years
the
younger.
pink bangles.
Finally, I think I'm ready.
Now we just have to
Thank
hand over
you.
the paper.
I'll
You'll
gladly
actually
give
see
you
him
my
change
vote
the
if you give
bangles.
me the paper.
As you can see there, pretty cool. And then we can follow him to the lady. We can also pick up one of
I've
the
come to confess
things
my
there.
love.
In your dreams? You're not even wearing matching clothes.
If you're wearing matching
Maybe
clothes, it does
can
say
handle
something
my
different, so that's your call if you want to do that. But like I said, I'm not letting him wear matching clothes for a reason. So we want to go across this bridge. And we can pick up some more of these items we need to collect. And then we can talk to this
Hey, you want to help me out with something?
lady here. And she'll want us to keep her
But
awake,
you
so we just have to hit A when the
right?
prompt shows up.
Help me and you can count on my vote. We're fishing, you and I. Well, just me, but you're gonna help with keeping me awake. Every time I catch something, it gets away because I doze off. That's where your job comes in. Just poke me every time you see me starting to sleep. I'm feeling sleepy already. Well, it looks like a slow day today. Just like yesterday, and the one before, and the one before that. But I appreciate your help anyway. Give me the paper so I can give my vote.
And now we can hand over the
Wait!
voting
Looks
paper.
like I got something! Oh, this is big.
That always makes me laugh. So we can collect the gum. I'm still not sure what to call it, so there'll be one up here that we can collect. And then we can go across the bridge and we can collect some more. And once we've collected them all, we'll be done. So we just want to collect this one here. There'll be one to the left of the hut here. And you probably already saw the one that was in the distance, which is the last one. Once we can collect that, we have to head back to the chef, and we have to agonizingly hand over one at a time. We can't just hand the bundle over. There's also one next to him, so don't forget that one. As you can see, there's the gap that I was talking about. It bugs me. Once we've handed all overall 10, we'll get the piece of paper and we can return to the cage with Flumbo. There'll be another conversation and then we'll have to head to another location.
Esto será suficiente por hoy. Puedo darte mi voto si tienes el papel.
Okay, I see you got all 3 votes. Let's take a look. No? No? And No.
What did you do? No, I'm never getting out of here.
Now we can turn around
No,
that we've headed
that's not
over
entirely
and head over
There's
this
one
way.
final thing we can try.
This is why I didn't give the guy matching clothes, because he was going to vote no for us anyway. Unfortunately, the chef, I couldn't exactly not give him the ingredients. But we need to wait at this bridge for the leader, and then once he comes here we'll have to talk to him and go across the bridge. I do wish we could have tampered with the votes to say yes, 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 and it still lead this way. Like, he could have been like, I know you tampered with the votes. Would have been funny, but unfortunately we were not allowed to. We can't make him move any faster, unfortunately, so we just have to sit here and wait.
Let me know whenever you're ready to head to the other village.
So I want to talk to him, and then we can go across the bridge. Hopefully you manage to get in front of him, so that way you can run across. It does get a bit dark, and I do apologize, but unfortunately there's not much else I can do. The brightness is up the whole way. I really wish games would stop doing this darkness nonsense. I like to see where I'm going, and I like to get in the atmosphere. Darkness doesn't, in my opinion, add to the atmosphere. So you want to make your way to these pliers. You might have to wait for him to turn on the lights first.
We have to be missing something.
Or shears, depending on what you want to call them. And then you want to follow this fence. It's important to follow this fence to find the bridge, as I found it much easier than just wandering around. And then you just want to interact with these with A to cut them down. And here's a very important step. You want to make sure you're on the left side of this and hug the left without falling off. Come over here, interact with this, and we can actually get a few steps into the boss before. So you want to shoot that with RT, climb back up, and we can grab another one before we activate the boss. This gives us a few steps ahead of the boss and a slight advantage. We will need to move him down this way though, so he will attack that one. There is one in front on the left, and if he's too far or close to that, he will go after that one. So what we need to do here is avoid his breath. If he shoots you with his breath of fire, you will die and thus miss out on the Hellish challenge. So the trick I have is just to circle him by going back and forth if I need to, or around him. I'm trying to keep him as close to this as possible, so when he's thirsty, he will drink from that. Then we want to charge up this one, and then we want to go up here. He can attack you while you're going up here and kill you, so just be aware of that. But because we've activated the thing, the first instance of him throwing fire will actually cause him to blow up, so we don't have to worry about it hitting us. Be careful with instances like that, because as you can see, he will fire downwards directly on you. So you have to be very careful of your movements. Once we're down here, we can pretty much just circle him, now that we've gotten rid of the first one, and he will go for that one. Once he goes for that one, we head up here to get the last one that we're going to shoot. And now we just want to circle him, avoiding his fire, of course. I tend to bring him out a little bit more, so that way we got more room to run around. And you just want to run around him like so. And that should keep you away from his fire movements. And when he goes to have his drink, we can go and get another instance of the remote, just cause it gives us something to do. Then we can go up to him, and this last bit will take him out. So that is the second boss done, and we haven't died, so yay. We're actually up to the halfway point. So as you can see, this is the guy here, and the little teddy he has on his back. Reason why looking at him is because we can't actually go down this way until the leader shows up.
Oh, are you okay? What happened? Who's that over there? Did you take him down all by yourself?
And I nod with approval that I did.
Owe you and your friend an apology. The The entire village does. Come with me. I'll tell the others about what happened here. They'll believe me, but at least now, I'm sure myself. Let's make things right.
So now we have to head back to the village. Now you want to be very careful because of the darkness. Again, you can fall off the map. So hug the wall here, and then you want to head to the right a little bit. And you should see the bridge is just in front of us here. If you're not sure, you can follow the Javinian leader. It's just I find him intolerably slow because we can't get around him once he's on the bridge in front of us, for risk of falling off. On the left there you'll see a little dancing Javinium. It's just a random thing they placed down there. You can't get there or anything. Something to distract us while we head this way. So he's going to free Flumbo, and then once he frees Flumbo we're going to go to another location, and then from there we can finally move on. So there'll be a bit of talking when he catches up to us.
Sorry about all this.
What happened? Why the sudden change of heart?
Your friend and I found out who the real perpetrator is. I'm sorry about this.
Okay. Aren't you gonna unlock it?
It was never locked in the first place.
Oh.
Both of you, come with me. There's something
So we'll just want to turn around here, and we want to head over to this green I'm not sure what you'd call it, art wall, I guess. And once the conversation happens, we have to wait for Flumbo to come over. We can go to the next location per se, because there will be an invisible wall blocking you.
There's something you should know about.
So now that they're talking, we can go over this way.
Flumbo?
And as you can see, there'll be an invisible wall here.
You are. Forget this.
And if you try and go around it, because we've got the time to kill, because it's just the conversation. So if we try and go the long way, which would be here, and then the other bridge, there's another invisible barrier.
This did not sit well with everybody.
I didn't want to go to the third bridge because I figured that one would have one as well. But we're waiting till the conversation is over because we have to go into that hut, and we will get a Stinger Flynn cutscene that you're familiar with from all the other games. So that will just be talking and waiting till that's over. So we'll catch you when we get to the end of that part and wake up.
You've simply been erased from history. Now you're back after all this time you've gone missing. You're gonna claim what's yours. I knew the truth, and so I was thrown down here.
I need some time to think.
We've been through a lot. You look understandably tired, friend. Feel free to rest in the guest house where you first woke up. I believe there's also someone there who wanted a word with you.
We continue to meet in the strangest of places at the worst times. I managed to escape that wretched prison, but they quickly found me and threw me down here. When will your reign of chaos end, I wonder? Regardless, there is an additional thing I want to show you. It sure looks like you need it.
Morning. New day, new beginnings.
Shut up.
Where are they taking us, Stinger?
I don't have a clue. That is the reason I'm informing you to shut up. but I'm going to be frank. This seems like it's the end for all of us.
That can't be. This is not how I imagined I'd die. Thought it'd be more dramatic.
I do not have a problem facing death. I am just devastated I am facing it with you.
Wow, thanks. Me on the opposite hand, I'm very glad I'm dying with you guys. It's been an honor trying to find the beach together. What about you, Captain? Are you happy we're about to get executed? Captain? If only you paid your taxes, Captain, we wouldn't be in this dilemma. What was that?
We are here. First, the monkey.
No, Captain! Take me instead!
Stop. There's nothing you can do.
I'm sorry, Captain. Goodbye. Oh, I think he missed his head.
Lucky.
What's that in the sky?
Not again.
So congrats on the achievement. And now we have to open this door.
You've got to come with me.
And again, we have to go through and go this way across the bridge. Thankfully, no invisible wall, but we still do have to wait for the leader, so we can't do anything for now. We just have to wait for him to stop talking. He'll hand us an object, and then we can leave.
What's happening?
The creature that caused the fires. It's still alive.
That's not good.
You all need to get out of here. The villagers have agreed to construct an exit for you to take. Consider this our apology for what you both had to endure during your time with us. You're a good human, friend. If only the others didn't follow the surgeon so blindly. And take this. Show this to Banban. You'll know when to use it.
So this is when he gives us the object I mentioned earlier.
Now, be on your
and
way.
now we can click on these guys to leave. So once we load up, we'll want to hit start. You want to return to the main menu, load another game, create a backup save. This is so you can revert, like shown at the start of the video. In case you die in this next bit, you'll start from this spot here. It means repeating some puzzles and cutscenes, but it can't be helped.
How unfortunate.
So we just have to wait for this cutscene to be over. And
So,
then we can
I guess we're not
move
playing
on.
hide and seek anymore then. But like, now what? I'm still trying to make sense of everything the elders said. It explains a lot, like how tall I've suddenly become. But it also raises more questions than ever. Who took my place? How long have I been in that closet for?
Attention, all beautiful citizens of my facility. The human fugitive is still on the run. The bounty has now increased to 12 lollipops. Catch them, and the lollipops are yours. And you, blue fugitive, I know exactly what will lure you to me. I have the person closest and dearest to your heart right here with me as we speak. So far, she's still breathing, but that can change the second I want. Both of you will make your way to me right now. I'm done playing. We're located at the secondary back bay. See you soon. Have a fantastic day. Father out.
Was that 7? We have to go! But how do we get there?
So now we
building is
can
called a
hit
mapping
this
station.
button.
You think we'll find something useful in there?
You are on your own from here. I've got better things to do.
And then we can hit the next button. There will be a collectible in here and it will be dark, but I'm going to head to the left side of the end of the room. And I will wait till the lights turn on so you can match it up with me before I collect it. You'll see the thing in the center here. We want to go past it and all the way to the end. This corner here. Right there is the paper, but like I said, I'll wait for the lights to turn on. As you can see, this is the location.
I need a break.
Now we can collect the paper. And with Flumbo in the correct spot, we can talk to Flumbo.
You haven't seen a giant snake around here, have you? No. Please say no. I sure hope the others are okay. If I'm bigger, and 6 is bigger, does that mean they're all bigger too? What happened here? I enjoyed this place
And with that, we get
when it was just a
the
bunch of us
K6C
playing hide and
achievement.
seek.
So for this puzzle, you want to count the notes. So what I tend to do is count the first and last notes and ignore the middle note. So the middle note's the F. So we want this note. And then we can enter the notes on this side. Then once you got those two correct, you can slowly enter the notes in the middle without having to count them. I find it saves time and it's easier to remember 2 over trying to remember 3. And we only have to do this twice, so it's not that hard. You can read the actual description of how to do it, but as you can see here, that's 2, 1 for each, and then we got 2, 3, 4 for one of them, 5. So we go 1, and then we go 6. Unfortunately, you can't push the buttons any faster. And now we just have to hit the F until it gives us a pass. And then we can collect the key card that pops out. Then we can head over here, interact with this switch. And as you can see here, this actually changes. The map is being displayed, but only instances of case 104 of type 5 can see
Looks
it,
like you
which is
activated
Flumbo.
something. Let's see. It looks like some kind of a map. You can't see it? Strange.
And then we just have to wait for him to catch up so we can hit the switch.
It's not too far. Let's go. We have no time to waste.
So I recommend standing on this button, but you got to be very active when doing it, because I had it bug out one time where actually Fonbo wouldn't get on the button. But this is just to save time because it opens this,
I've seen these
and he's going to
buttons
step on it,
before. They need to be
so I don't have
held
to
down
wait for
by a
it
lot
to
of weight to
activate by
activate.
him
I'll stand here. You cross.
stepping on it.
Hold
It's
it open
already
from the
activated.
inside,
He just
then
keeps
I'll
it
go.
held down, as you can see. So then we go on this button here.
Whoa! What's happening? Your thing isn't working.
And in usual fashion, he can't join us. We've been
My thing isn't
separated.
working anymore. Stay there. I'll see if I can find a way around.
So when it lets us, we can go in here. There'll be a note by the chair here we can grab. So this is Banban's picnic, basically. He walks into a park and finds, and we've got to match what he finds. There's a 10-second timer, and it's not too difficult. If you fail further in, as I'll show in a minute, so we want to match them up like so. It is random. So your instances won't be the same as mine, but there's plenty of time and a good view. Alright, so I got that incorrectly deliberately. And you'll see it'll start back up at that section. I wanted to get a little bit in to show you. I will also say it's important to know you don't have to do them in order. I just find it easy to memorize them if I do it in order. But you do not need to do it in order. If that doesn't work for you, you can do another method. So there's no punishment for failing, it just makes you repeat the level you're on until you get it. So don't stress about failing. The timer does get higher, as you noticed, the more that they add on the screen, so it gives us enough time to hit all of them. You can run out of time like so. And again, no punishment. So you just need to solve it twice, because we have to do this twice to open the door. In the door will be a switch that we need to activate. As you can see here, now we can hit the switch. And this is where the warning came in, because we will be coming up against the Mimic. Now I have a little trick to help us with the start, because if you try and run at the Mimic and activate the cutscene while you're facing this way, you'll actually be running away while facing this way. Not ideal. So we want to back into the cutscene like so. As you can see, this makes us face the correct way, so we don't have to turn around mid-run, because the first time I played this, that just killed me immediately. So I had to find a way to help us be able to do this successfully without as much trouble. So there'll be a switch on our left we have to hit, and then we have to dive in the door on our left. Then we can hit this switch, and then we can go through this door here. This next section's the section that can kill you, just because the placement, in my opinion, for everything is terrible. The whole setup is terrible. I really didn't like this part of the game, especially because they want us not to die, and it's very difficult for some reason. And not because it's hard, just because design is poor. So we have to hit A onto this TV, and because of the placement we have to go all the way up close, giving him more time to catch up to us. And then we have to do the slight turn. So we have to hit the TV, and for some silly reason they put it up in the top here while we're running, while we're being chased. If you miss, ignore it, don't keep trying to hit it, because you only have one attempt, sometimes not even that, depending on how far behind him he is. And we don't know how far behind us he is, because we can't look behind us without being got. So we have to run around once we've shot it. If you get lucky, you can shoot it first go like me. I aim high up, and I wait till I pass the second brick pillar on the left. Then we have to immediately hold left when we're going through the door, so that way we can hit this. If you're not fast enough, he will grab you, like I showed in the earlier start of the cutscene, and that's when you hit the guide button, go to My Games and Apps, delete from local only, and then you'll load back up before we went and did the musical puzzle. You'll have to repeat that, but it'll save you having to repeat the entire game for the no death achievement.
You think you're so perfect.
Because now we've defeated the 3 bosses and the rest of the game is
You're
not too difficult.
better than any of us.
Congratulations on getting past Mimicry if you did.
You can be sure.
And I'm sorry if she got you. It's poorly designed.
Escapes my fire.
I really wish when we'd gone at least through the cage that it just auto closed, or it was on in front of us so we could just zap it straight away. But now we can grab the piece of paper that's here, and you can check out some more motivational posters if you desire. We can open this switch, and when we go into this room here, there's not any collectibles or anything, so just go straight to the switch here. So when we go through here, if you notice on the left there, it's Nab Nab in his giant form, and just up here are the words "He watches from above," or "It watches from above," and a piece of paper. Our next collectible, yay! Yeah, that's where Nab Nab is, just sitting watching us. So we now have to go into this building, and there'll be a bunch of switches we have to hit.
The map points to this building.
So on our left, straight away, there'll be one inside right here. And then we have to go straight down this and hit one right here. Then you want to go up the stairs. If you can beat Flambeau, nice. If not, you'll have to follow behind him. And then on the right here is one, hidden in between the Divinium. And then we have to jump and hit A on that one. Once you do that, you can come back downstairs. And the door on the right here we can open. There'll be a bunch of lobster babies in here.
I feel like such a fool.
So you want to go down this way and grab the piece of paper.
I've seen before I met you.
So that's another collectible.
Let's just find a way to get this
and then
elevator
hit this
going.
switch.
The map shows
and
the
it'll give
entrance
us
to
the
the
key
vat
card.
area is on one of the upper floors.
And then from the key card we can try and block them. Because the less that follow us, the better. Then we can open this door here with the keycard, collect the orange, and then you want to interact with this. So this is just a memory game, so you just have to match the things. It's made harder because the lobsters are in the way, and so it's hard to get a good distance to see everything. You do have a fair few attempts. So if you get one wrong, it'll give you a red. If you fill up that completely, it'll just make you redo it with different matches. The matches are random, so unfortunately you can't copy mine. If you have a little bit of trouble with memory, I would recommend taking a picture or something of them. Again, it's going to be difficult because the crabs do get in the way. But once you complete it, we'll be able to open the door. Now the door's open, we can collect the keycard, and now we can go upstairs and activate the lift. The crabs won't follow us, thankfully.
I'm really upset. I don't know what to do or how to feel. And even when they decided to finally let me out, it was also they could harvest me for parts. This father guy, why does he care so much for 6 anyway? If we're so similar, shouldn't he care for me just as much?
So now that we're up here, we can go to the left to collect another collectible. This is the second last one, so we're almost done with all the collectibles. We want to hit the switch. There's no conversation for this part. And then we want to go upstairs. And then we'll have to go up a second set of stairs. And then we have to go down this way here. You'll see Syringin, Banban, and we have to stand on this spot here basically until Flumbo shows up, which will activate a cutscene, and then we'll be able to, or well, we won't be able to really do much. We have to wait it out.
I knew you wouldn't be able to hold back.
7, I'm getting you out of there. I know everything now. I was going to replace you, 6, and so you locked me away where no one could find me.
And how exactly are you going to save the world with this information? With the press of a button, I'll make you never see 7 again. Just give yourself up, Flumbo. To be blunt, we need parts of you. And only then, maybe I'll let 7 go. If she isn't also needed, of course.
Just do as he says, Flumbo. It's what's best for everyone.
Never. You both already taken enough from me.
Well, you're already here. I might as well just go ahead and do it.
And once they drop her, you want to head over to the projector, and we can play the thing that we were given.
Turn that off!
Wait, why? Let's watch it.
It's fake!
You're the reason I'm like this? Why would you do that?
At the time, you were just another random case to me. I didn't know you'd become my favorite experiment, but we can try to reverse it.
Favorite experiment?
I knew this would happen one day. Of all my creations, you were the most fascinating.
And then something cool happens. As you can see, it's the one that got us from a previous game. We can't go up to her, but we can get a cool view of this scene here. You can even go over to Flumbo. You'll appear back at the projector. So we have to stand in front of the projector, so make sure for this next fight you're standing in front of the projector. And then when it's over, we'll finally be able to move on.
Me, Six. I'm not the perfect version of you that they wanted me to be. And you're not as imperfect as they want you to think.
I'm just better at controlling my anger.
It's about to get messy.
Now we can finally move on, and so we want to head down this way, and we want to head to the left. We want to head all the way down here because there's a key card we have to get. And we want to head all the way back because there's invisible barriers preventing us from just jumping down right now. Once we get here, we will be able to jump down, so just jump down. It's faster. And then we can hit the switch. And then you want to head over to the left here, to this door, not the other door. You'll know it's the right door because you'll see the orange. And then we can head in and collect the last piece of paper on the desk here. And we'll also get the achievement for finding Balloony. You can read about the stuff on the whiteboards, and we can also watch a bit of TV. But congrats on reading all the notes as well. As you can see, it says all will be uncovered. Then we can hit this switch here, and this will lead us into the final room. And if you've gotten this far without dying, congratulations.
Then the Anteater enters the stage. She moved like smoke, silent, choking, inevitable. And I quote her, "You need me as much as I need you. Trust me." Now, the rules change.
And with that, we get the achievement for beating the game. And then the achievement for completing Hellish mode. Or Hellish challenge, I should say. Congratulations if you successfully managed that, and congratulations on your 1000G. Please remember to like and subscribe. Thank you.